And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We are doing our WRC 2025 preview, and we're going to make massive predictions on where we think the drivers are going to finish. How good are they going to do? We've got a couple of rookies in this year as well. No hybrid. We've already done a video about the big changes, but let's get into the big WRC preview. So, happy 2025, everyone. If you are looking at this is the first time you've seen us, we are the Hot Lap. We cover rally, Formula 1 and all that. But anyway, let's talk about what could be the most exciting rally championship season for quite a while. Also, the most rallies since, I think, 2008. You've got to go quite a long way back for that. I'm absolutely excited. So, remind ourselves, last year, yes, we know, Terry Neuville won his first ever World Championship, WRC World Champion, which was good. Thumbs up. Absolutely amazing. Very, very happy with that indeed. However, what is going to happen this year? I mean, as you know, as you can see there, the Teams Championship, we have obviously Total winning. Very close, just at the last minute, they pipped Hyundai, who, to be honest, I actually thought Hyundai was very much going to win, but alas, that did not happen. And obviously, M Sport coming, well, let's be fair, very much in third place. But if we want to have a look at the calendar, some changes, some not so much changes. For example, we already know we're going to be opening with Monte Carlo in a couple of weeks' time. Onwards to one of my favourites, Sweden. Onwards to another, well, to be fair, I like them all, but onwards to another one of my favourites, Kenya in round 3 on the 20th of March. Then we've got Spain, Portugal, and Italy, round 4, 5 and 6 on the 24th of April, 15th of May and the 5th of June respectively. Greece is then on the 26th, and the Rally of the Gods, they say. Estonia is on the 8th, 17th to 20th of July. It's round 8 even. Round 9 is Finland on the 31st. Can Kalle Rovanperä actually win this one? Can he? I mean, this kind of reminds me of Charles Leclerc and Monaco eventually won it, but he's kind of cursed there. It looked like he was going to win it last year. It all looked very safe, but for a rock in the wrong place. I couldn't believe it. Round number 10, Paraguay on the 28th of August. Round number 11, Chile on the 11th of September. Round number 12, Central European Rally. And no, we're not finishing with Japan, even though I think that's an amazing rally. On the 6th of November, we are finishing with the brand new event in Saudi Arabia. I have my fingers crossed. I have concerns, but I hope it is going to be absolutely amazing. So that's pretty much the calendar. As we know, we have no hybrid. We've got this slightly revamped point system that, well, let's be fair, the guy that actually wins the rally now is going to get the most points. That's important. Without the hybrid, the cars are going to be a bit lighter as well. Less complicated to drive, I think, which is going to really help the rookies, because at the end of the day, they've come from WRC2 without the hybrid. And like Cesc did, although he's not in the full-time championship, he may well appear at Sweden, is the rumour. And I think they might have a tiny bit of an advantage over the others. But I guess we are going to have to see. So, let's get into the drivers then, and who we think are going to be favourite for that championship. So in relation to this, I am going, slightly controversial, I guess, but we're going to go from bottom to top and where we think the drivers are going to finish and how well they're going to do in the Rally Championship. So, to begin with, I'm not saying this guy's finishing last, but he's part-time. But we know the man from France he's going to be winning rallies this year, isn't he? If he was in full-time, I think he would definitely be in contention for that World Championship with Seb Ogier. But racing for the Toyota, alas, that's obviously probably not going to happen. What I thought was really funny last year is he went full-time. We all thought, okay, Seb Ogier has gone full-time, doing 110% into the rally. And the minute he decided to go full-time at the end of the year, he started making mistakes, and he wasn't the Seb Ogier that we know and love. So who's going to finish last in the championship? Well, sadly, it's this guy. I don't think he needs much introduction. If you've watched us and our coverage, Gregor Monster, he did improve last year. He did have a very good end to the year, but there's too many buts with him. He was far too slow. When you had other people in the M Sport, like the rookie Cesc, blew him away. Adrian Formeau blew him away. More than over 100 points better than Monster. But then why have I put Monster behind Josh McLaren, who's also for M Sport Ford? He is a rookie. I think he could surprise us. He could get a podium or two over Monster because he's got this advantage of WRC 2 machinery. And I think in terms of his skill, I don't think he's the best rally driver out there in the lower echelons, but I do think his ceiling is a lot higher than Gregor Monster, who had a fairly solid season. And it wouldn't surprise me, even if we go into Monte Carlo, if he did beat Mr. Monster. But I'd love to be proven wrong. If Gregor ended up getting on the podium this year, that would be amazing. And I think that should be his absolute, his goal, his absolute minimum goal. I think for Josh is just to learn and make sure he doesn't really embarrass himself. So the next one, slightly controversial. I've got to apologise to my friend Chris because he's going to be a bit upset at this. Yeah, Takuma Katsuta is the next worst. I think this is going to be a massive, massive year for Takamata Katsuta. Why? Because last year, we all thought, in 2023, he improved quite a lot. He showed how good he is. In 2024, once again, he showed how good he is. It's just the mistakes are keep on coming. And when you look at his form from 23 and 24, I didn't really see a big improvement. Not really with his speed. I think he can be fast enough, but his mistakes, he seems to just get, I don't know, some a brain drain or something sometimes when he's going through. He's got one of my favourite co-drivers there alongside him, but I just don't think he developed enough from 23 to 24 to show us he is the real deal at the top echelons. I want to be proven wrong. I do think he can prove us wrong. But what has changed from 24 to 25? That's the thing. Now, when he did get, not let go, he got not suspended, but shelved, let's say, towards the end of last year. And then he came back at Japan Rally. He looked solid. He's looked solid in other places. But sometimes when he looks solid, I don't know whether it's the pressure or something, he just ends up in, quite often in the scenery, sadly, which is why I think this man is going to beat him. Sami Piari, or Pajari, as some people say. No, he's not from Wales. I need to very much amend that. Sami Pajari's not from Wales. Just as much as Takuma is not from Japan. Sorry about that. Did I put he's from Japan? Oh, no, I did. I got that one right. But no, ignore that. I'm going to fix that for the Monaco preview. Piari is not from Wales, but where he is from is a very fast form from last year. He showed how good he can be. And I think, yes, there will be a bit more pressure on, because last time when you're making these one-off appearances, it's like I can go bang out. I can go absolutely flat out and I'm not part of a championship, so to speak, for the 14 rounds. But I think he will beat Katsuta. I think he can beat Katsuta. I think he will be better. When I looked at his form, he doesn't make as many mistakes. That's the critical thing between him and Katsuta, and I think the speed is there as well. So there we go. So next up, we're getting into the business end. I think Adrian Formeau. Now, this was a close with the other guy, which we'll be talking about in a minute. He did absolutely amazing last year in the M Sport. Did he flatter the M Sport? And that's the big question, because if you remember the year before that, Otanek managed to win, did really, really well with the M Sport team. So how much slower is the M Sport car than the others? Now, we know they don't have the funding, pretty much. I mean, the theory is at the moment, this year, they've got 2 pay drivers, or 1.5 pay drivers. You've got Rally Island, obviously, playing for Josh McLaren. And, Monster, he's a pay driver. But Formeau is the man on form. Having said that, a lot of people are saying, big fish in a small pond. Now he is a small fish in a big pond. When you look at his teammates, the pressure is on. This is going to be the year where I feel he's either going to make it or not. It is do or die now for Adrian Formeau. As for another person we'll be talking about in a second. But what is this guy made of? We're going to absolutely see what this guy's made of. I'm really, really looking forward to it. From the word go, I think the pressure is going to be on. I know they want to introduce it slowly, but we know what Hyundai are like with rally drives. They're like the Red Bull F1 team. They just get rid of you whenever they want, you know, throw you to the curb. And that's the issue that Formo has now got, where M Sport really loved him. You are number one. They were all for him. Now he is, well, he's playing with the big boys, isn't he, in the Hyundai team. So next up, fourth best, let's say, is Elfyn Evans. Now, when I say a do or die, I thought there was a chance last season that Toyota could be like, yeah, see you later, Evans. You didn't match up. Evans was Toyota's big hope for the championship last year, with obviously Kalle Rovanperä gone. Did he live up to that mantle? No, he didn't. He made mistakes. He was fast sometimes. He was too inconsistent. I think 24 was a worse season for him than 2023. Whether it was the pressure on his shoulders, I don't know. But now the issue with Elfyn Evans is kind of like Formo, but in a different way. He almost has to prove himself again this year, and he's gonna have to do better than he had last year. But he's up against one extra very talented, well, two extra very talented people. Piari, okay, he might have the measure of him this year, but then he's up against Kalle Rovanperä as well. And that's going to be the issue for Evans. It's kind of like when we see these pressure situations, that's when poor Elfyn Evans kind of falters, really, which is kind of sad. So who's going to be third best? Well, I don't know if it's controversial, but Thierry Neuville, the guy from Belgium, the 2024 World Championship. But I think it's going to be close. I think anyone in the top three, maybe anyone in the top three, could potentially win the championship. He's the least likely over the next two, and there's a reason why. He was very good though. He was very steady this year. One of the reasons why is Kalle Rovanperä. Yes, I haven't mentioned he's now in the 2025 WRC Rally Championship doing a full-time drive there, which is going to muddy the waters. And the concern is are the Hyundai people going to take points of each other more than the Toyota people? That could be quite interesting. Will team orders come into it? He's absolutely, I mean, could this guy win Monaco again? Yes, he could, but we're not talking about Monaco. That'll be for another video. But since the Monte Carlo rally, he never looked back. He had the championship lead under pressure, always opening the road. Now, in terms of pressure and pressure for that championship, Neuville showed that he can take it. He can take it. The issue I've got is his overall speed. Now, the reason why is because this man here was, I would argue, faster overall than Neuville in the rallies last year. But he didn't keep a cool head. Maybe it was Terry dealt with the pressure better, and it was Otanek that ended up in the wall or in the trees, etc. Way more than he should have done, losing so many points. But he did. But I do think he showed he was faster than Terry last year. He just needs to rein it in a bit, not go 101%, maybe 98% would maybe still be enough for Tanak to win this year. But it's going to be really interesting now, the dynamic between Tanak and Neuville, because of that World Championship that Neuville has. It will give him confidence. Can Neuville beat Tanak? Absolutely he can. But sometimes Tanak is his own worst enemy. Obviously, we're talking about, these are the top echelons of talent in WRC. And talking about the top echelons in talent, our favourite for the title, yes, we're playing it safe, is Kalle Rovanperä. Why? He won a few rallies last year, more than Evans did. And I think he's a tiny bit that much better than Evans. We're talking not much, but a bit better. Where I don't see the Toyota boys taking points off him or taking points of each other more so than the Hyundai guys. For example, Tanak and Neuville taking points of each other in terms of the Drivers' Championship. And I think that could be an issue. However, you could make an argument that Hyundai are favourite for the Drivers' Championship with all the talent they have. For the Constructors' Championship, not the Drivers. And that's going to be, that's for me, going to be really, really interesting. So Kalle Rovanperä is our 2025 favourite for that championship. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So fingers crossed. Yeah, and fingers crossed for the others. I do think Kalle has the speed. Yes, he did make a couple of mistakes last year as well. He doesn't make, I think, as many as Evans. Doesn't make as many as Tanak. And if it is going to be if this season is going to be remembered for the mistakes, well, it may well be a Terry Neuville wins championship number 2 and 2 in a row. So if you made it to the end, I just wanted to say thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's absolutely amazing. We are really looking forward to the WRC 2025 season. We will have, probably about next weekend, our Monte, I keep saying Monaco, that's Formula 1, our Monte Carlo preview going into it. This was our preview and our predictions and where we think everyone is going to finish. Just by clicking on this site, it's more than enough for me. But if you want to do that bit extra and you're not, please subscribe, hit the notification button so you do not miss a video. Stay safe if you can, and we will very much speak to you soon. I'm just trying to get the outro button ready. It's ready now. See you later.